All right, so now that you have an idea of what accounts are what in QuickBooks, many times you're going to need to add to your chart of accounts. If you buy a new building, if you buy a vehicle, anything that you purchase, you're going to need to add that to your chart of accounts. You're also going to need to possibly add expenses in that are not in there. So we're going to go into this accounting section, and this brings up your chart of accounts. Now, the first time that you come in, you're going to have to click a button that actually says go to your chart of accounts. So it says look under the hood. Now, we just bought some computer equipment, and we bought a lot of computer equipment, so about $20,000 worth of computer equipment. So we're going to come in and we're going to add an account. Now, when we click on New, you can see that it has all the accounts that we just talked about. And one of the accounts that we talked about was fixed assets. Now, when we come to the detail, we can choose here, this is a fixed asset, and it's computers. Now, we can change the name if we'd like. Maybe we want to call this computer equipment, or we can leave the name the same. One thing that you will see is when you're working with fixed assets that you have the ability to click this and bring in and track depreciation. This is a nice feature. We can bring in that original cost and the depreciation. Remember when we talked about opening balances? This is where you would bring those opening balances in. If you're buying this for the first time though, we just want to save and close this because we're either going to be setting up a loan or we're going to be setting up by setting this up, the cost, by writing a check or using our credit card. But we need the account to assign it to. All right, now that we have our fixed assets in place, you're going to see those as soon as it loads in, that we have this nice computer equipment, and then underneath is depreciation and the original cost. These are known as subaccounts. Now, subaccounts will roll up into your original account, so we can go ahead and have that original cost, and then as we depreciate it and expense it out over a couple of years, this is going to reflect what it's actually worth on that upper level. We can actually bring in these subaccounts, by the way, up to 5 levels of subaccounts that roll into the upper accounts. Now, how do you create a subaccount if you are not using fixed assets? So you notice here we've got our income set up into subaccounts. Expenses are something that you set up many times on expense accounts. And we have automotive here. We have fuel, but we don't have repairs. So let's go ahead and add our repairs in. We're going to come up to the top and click on New, and we're going to choose Expenses. Now, we're going to go ahead and look through here to find out if there's something that is close to what our automotive expenses are. We're going to say it's repair and maintenance. We're going to then check off this subaccount. We're going to bring in our automobile. Save and close that. Now we have that subaccount set up. So now we can use that subaccount to work with our financials and to work with our accounts.